Okay, we're good to go.
All right, I'll start. Everybody good? All right. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Lake Bluff School District 65 Board of Education regular meeting for July 8th, 2021. Before we begin, please know our board members and members of the district's administrative team are participating in a hybrid meeting as there is currently a requirement on group sizes in an effort to limit the spread of COVID-19. As a public body, the Lake Bluff Board of Education is subject to the Illinois Open Meetings Act. Prior to this meeting, a public announcement was posted on our website announcing various participation options, including asking questions ahead of the meeting using a Google form. While the requirement of the Open Meetings Act the requirements, plural, of the Open Meetings Act have been relaxed during the global pandemic, the members of the Board of Education take their responsibilities as board members who are responsible to the public no less seriously. Anne, could you please call the roll?
Yes, good morning. Andy Duran.
Present.
Ann Hill, present. Mark Berry.
Present.
Carrie Steinbach.
Present.
Tim Penich.
Present.
Amy Connell Donahue.
Present.
Lauren Hirsch.
Present.
All right, all present and accounted for. We have a quorum. We can begin. So if you guys will all please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, we'll kick this off. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we offer the opportunity for public comment. If anybody would like to address the board, please let us know. Shelley, do we have any written comment to read?
None at this time.
Do we have the Zoom room capability this time or no?
Yes.
Other people who want to address the board? I'm on my phone, so it's hard for me to see those raised hands. No raised hands? Okay. All right. So our meeting is going to be brief. Excuse me, just a second. I touched my phone. I shouldn't have touched my phone. We have just a couple of action items. Our first item is the personnel report. This month's personnel report. Actually, you know what? Give me just a second. One of the things that is not on the agenda, but I do want to make it an opportunity for board members. If there is an agenda item that board members would like to suggest for future use, for future discussion, or an item that they believe needs to be discussed briefly tonight that is not on the agenda, that is not an action item, please don't hesitate to raise it with us now. Otherwise, you can always send recommendations for agenda items or things we need to discuss to myself or to Lisa to make sure we get to it. So, would anybody like to raise anything before we start? Okay, so we'll go to the action items. Our first item is the approval of the personnel report. This month's personnel report includes, and I apologize for struggling with some of the names, Sarah Panjwani, who's a science teacher at the middle school. She is resigning effective June 10th. She's moving. And then also some extended school year positions. We have Carrie Rogers, a TA at the elementary school from June 14th to July 9th at $15 an hour for 64 hours. We have Christine Armstrong, a TA at the elementary school from June 14th to June 19th for $17.36 an hour for 64 hours. And we have Amber Youngman, a teacher at the elementary school for June 14th to July 9th for $41 an hour for 68 hours. Any questions or comments from the board about those at the personnel report items? Not hearing any. May I have a motion to approve the July 8th, 2021 personnel report as presented by the administration?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Lauren Hirsch.
Yes.
Carrie Steinbach.
Yes.
Tim Penich.
Yes.
Amy Connell Donahue.
Yes.
Andy Duran.
Yes.
Ann Hill, yes. Mark Berry.
Yes. Motion's approved. Our second and final item for action tonight, this afternoon, this morning, try again, is our consent agenda. This month's consent agenda includes the bills report and the impressed report. Is there any, would anybody like any of that taken out of the consent agenda to be discussed or voted on separately?
I don't want to take it out, but I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Something that sort of jumped off the page. The June billing for NSSED was nearly $500,000, and I just don't remember seeing that amount before. So I was just curious why that was so high.
So that is periodic tuition for our services at NSSED. So
Okay.
yeah, that's a
I
regular billing. But yeah, Mark, if you want to give more,
I can add to-
being the head of the
that-
finance committee.
Yeah, that is a new twist on the way NSSED works. Because of a new finance model, they have to front load their billing in order to be able to make their payroll throughout the year. So that's just it won't be a different total amount by the end of the year, but the way they are loading it, because they don't get the same tax payments from the county the way we do. They are dependent on their customers paying their bills. So in order to meet their payroll and all their expenses, they have to front load many of their tuition and expenses, the bills.
That makes sense. So we'll see that in June of every year moving forward, but it won't be that high month to month because it doesn't change the bottom line. It's just this one time front loaded. Okay. I just jumped out, so I want to make sure I understand.
It'll be front loaded every year, but
Yeah.
that will be the peak bill every June, and then it will trickle down from there.
Okay.
And then can I add one more thing? At the end of the school year, then as well, there's kind of like a true up. So if we end up not using as many services as we have paid for, or we use additional services, then that would be another time where we might have money coming back to us or owe more money at that time. But there's not every month we don't pay to True North.
Good question. We
Thank
should have
you.
brought that up also. Good catch too, because that's a big change. But it's the total at the end of the year is no different, really. It's just the way they're stretching it out over the course of the year. Any other questions or comments about either the bills report or the impress report? Okay, not hearing any. I'll move on to motion. May I have a motion to approve the July 8th, 2021 consent agenda as presented by the administration?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Second. Roll call vote, please, Ann.
Terry Steinbach,
Yes.
Tim Penich,
Yes.
Amy Connell Donahue,
Yes.
Andy Duran,
Yes.
Ann Hill, yes. Mark Berry,
Yes.
Lauren Hirsch.
Yes.
All right, the motion's approved. That's our last action item, nice and brief. We now have the opportunity for public comment. If anybody would like to address the board, including board members, please feel free to do so. Is there any public comment to read, Shelley, or hands raised?
None at this time.
Okay. Public comment from the board? Thank you for taking time out of your summer and your summer vacations to join us. If there's no other comments, we'll ask for an adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn the July 8th regular Board of Education meeting at 10:41 a.m.
9:41.
9:41. So moved.
Oh, 9:41. Sorry, I'm on the East Coast. Sorry.
Who wants to second it?
I'll second.
All right.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Tim Penich,
Yes.
Amy Connell Donahue,
Yes.
Andy Duran,
Yes.
Ann Hill, yes. Mark Berry,
Yes.
Lauren Hirsch,
Yes.
Carrie
All
Steinbach.
right.
Yes.
All right. We are adjourned. We are in agreement. Thank you for your time, folks, and we will talk later. Have a great summer if we don't talk for a while.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.